Squaring means multiply by itself, so we rewrite the same bracket next to it, and then we do FOIL. So firsts, outers, inners, and lasts, and then simplify by putting the middle two terms together. So rewrite the bracket, firsts, outers, inners, last, negative multiplied by negative is positive, then simplify, putting the middle two terms together. Firsts, wait for the machine to catch up, firsts, outers, inners, last, again negative times negative is positive, and simplify, putting the middle two terms together. Solving equations, so doing opposites. Opposite of subtract 2 is add 2. 13 add 2 is 15. Opposite of multiply is divide. Opposite of add is subtract. Opposite of multiply is divide. So G equals 0. Opposite of subtract is add. Opposite of multiply is divide. When there are brackets involved, I need to expand the brackets first. So I get 5c subtract 5. And then I can do opposites. So the opposite of subtract 5 is add 5. Opposite of multiply by 5 is divide by 5. Expand the brackets. Opposite of subtract 48 is add 48. Opposite of multiply is divide. Expand the bracket first. Opposite of subtract is add. Opposite of multiply is divide. With fractions questions, opposite of divide is multiply. Opposite of add is subtract. Start with multiply. Negative 9 multiplied by 8 is negative 72. Opposite of subtract is to add. So I get 6 equals A. Opposite of divide is multiply. 9 times 2 is 18. Opposite of add is subtract. When I've got letters on both sides, first thing I need to do is move them all to the left. So I'm going to subtract 2e. 3e subtract 2e is just 1e. I've still got negative 5, still got equals, still got positive 4. Opposite of subtract 5 is to add 5, so e equals 9. Move the 6y, so it becomes subtract 6y. 7y subtract 6y is 1y. Still got plus 3, still got equals, still got plus 10. Opposite of add 3 is subtract 3, so y equals 7. Move the 9z, so it's going to be subtract 9z. 3z subtract 9z is negative 6z. Still got plus 4 equals plus 4. Opposite of add 4 is subtract 4. So I have negative 6z equals 0. Opposite of multiply is divide. So I get z equals 0. Rearranging is pretty much the same as solving, but we just don't have any numbers. So the opposite of squaring is square root. So the square root of y equals x is our answer. Opposite of add 10 is subtract 10. Y subtract 10 equals x is our answer. Opposite of multiply is divide. So y divided by 10 equals x is our answer. If we have more stages, we just have to be careful about the order. So the opposite of add 7 is subtract 7. So y subtract 7 equals 8x. Opposite of multiply is divide, and I've got to make sure I divide everything. So y subtract 7 is all over 8 equals x. Opposite of divide is multiply. So 8y equals x squared plus 3. Opposite of add is subtract. So I get 8y subtract 3 equals x squared. And the opposite of squaring is square rooting, and I need to make sure I square root everything. So the square root of 8y subtract 3 equals x. Opposite of add 7 is subtract 7. So y subtract 7 equals 6 square root x. I can't get to the square root sign yet because that 6 is in the way. Opposite of multiply is divide. So y subtract 7 over 6 equals the square root of x. The opposite of square rooting is to square, and I've got to square everything, so I need big brackets and a squared sign. So y subtract 7 over 6 all squared equals x.